Welcome, everybody, once again to our 5 over 50 celebration and annual meeting. As I said earlier, I am Jeff Say. I'm the Program Manager for Community Engagement for UVA Health, Culper Medical Center, and the Chair of Aging Together. So very excited to have you once again here. Did everybody enjoy dinner? Let's give a quick round of applause to the staff at Fauquier Springs for a wonderful meal. And we also want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, Culpeper Human Services, the Culpeper, Encompass Community Supports, the Jones Group, Miracle Ear, Rappahannock Electric, SMP, Senior Medicare Patrol, UVA Health, Culpeper Medical Center, and Wild Birds Unlimited. Please give a round of applause to all of our sponsors. Thank you to all of our sponsors for making tonight possible. Also, a round of applause for Mr. Jonathan Krawchuk and Culpeper Media Network for their continued support. They've been longtime partners of Aging Together, and we couldn't do tonight without them. Thank you all for being here. It is such a wonderful opportunity to be able to recognize all these wonderful residents of our community, and we thank you for coming here, so please give yourselves a round of applause. As I mentioned, I am the chair of Aging Together, but we are a very robust board, so I'm going to ask that all board members of Aging Together please stand and take a moment to be recognized for all of your contributions to the organization. Thank you all. Next slide, please. The mission of Aging Together is through partnerships to connect people to communities and resources to improve quality of life as we age. By the year 2030, 1 of 4 residents in our region will be over the age of 60. Not there yet. The fastest growing age group is 75 and older. All baby boomers will be 65 and older. Nationally, 1 in 5 will be of retirement age. Unfortunately, I'm not there yet. I know that my team over here is waiting for me to retire. Aging Together was founded on the understanding and knowledge that most people want to remain in their homes for as long as possible. And sometimes that means having the support in the community to be able to remain independent. When a community has adequate housing and transportation options, opportunities for social participation, employment opportunities, is connected to information and resources and health services, then it becomes a livable community for people of all ages and a great community to age in place. This evening, we are here not only to celebrate the 5 over 50 honorees, but also to celebrate the work of Aging Together and partners from the past fiscal year. This founding theme remains at our core. Today, we have expanded our reach with a small but mighty staff, and may I please get a round of applause for Ellen, Caroline, and Anna, because they have done an amazing job. I'm going to go off script here because that's what I do. But having worked with this team and been a part of a small and mighty team on my own, it is incredible the amount of work that they get done for 3 people throughout a 5-county region. So thank you for all the work that you do. We thank our board, our staff, and our partners for their part in our successes. Next slide, please. Aging Together covers Planning District 9, Culpeper, Fauquier, Madison, Orange, and Rappahannock counties. We recognize the value of the uniqueness of each county and also the impact of a regional approach. Next slide. This year, we said goodbye to 2 people who have been since the inception of Aging Together, Lisa Peacock and Ray Parks. I saw Lisa here earlier. Lisa, please stand. Unfortunately, Ray was unable to be with us tonight, but Lisa is here, and Lisa is somebody who I consider a mentor, somebody who has helped guide me and has helped me even through this process of being the chair of Aging Together. And frankly, I wouldn't know what to do if it wasn't for Lisa and Ray, and Ellen. So thank you for all of your help, Lisa, over the years. Thank you for everything you've done in our community. And also a quick shout out, because I know Amy's over here as well. She was also the L.B. Henready Award winner last year for the Culpeper Chamber of Commerce. So Lisa Peacock is truly outstanding. And Ray Parks was formerly of Encompass Community Supports. It was involved since the beginning. Ray was an incredible person, is an incredible person. He left to go do similar work in a different part of the Commonwealth, and so we miss him, but he is carrying on what Aging Together, what our mission is, just in another part of the Commonwealth. So thank you to both of them. We're truly grateful for their dedication and service to Aging Together. And now it is my sincere pleasure to introduce our executive director, and the lady who might have the hardest job in the world, and that's wrangling me. Sharon knows that's true. And so Ellen is an incredible executive director. We're so blessed to have her as our leader for Aging Together, and she has done amazing work. And so now to carry on a little bit more on about Aging Together and to finish our annual report is our executive director, Miss Ellen Phipps.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jeff. Thanks, everybody. Oh my gosh, what a night. Okay, I gotta get my own personal script here. Okay. Well, thank you so much. And yes, just to echo Jeff's words about Lisa, thank you so much. And Ray, really so honored that they were so dedicated for so many years to Aging Together. Thank you, everybody. Tonight, we recognize individuals who remind us what positive aging truly looks like. People who are deeply engaged in their communities, committed to service, and living enriched, purpose-driven lives. These are, they really embody what it means to age with dignity, vibrancy, and impact. Let's face it, we all hope to remain independent and engaged as we grow older, but we know that for many people, this isn't always going to be easy or guaranteed. Too often, older adults in our region face significant barriers to aging in place when it comes to accessing reliable information about programs and services, access to health, safety, and dependence. And that's really where Aging Together comes in. That's what we're all about. We bridge that gap, connecting people not just to information, but to essential services and programs that address key areas such as transportation, housing, food access, caregiving support, fraud prevention, dementia awareness, social engagement, and more. This is really what we're all about. We also know that social isolation is one of the greatest risk factors for poor health outcomes in older adults. Aging Together tackles this challenge by fostering connection, encouraging engagement, and celebrating community success stories. Some of our signature initiatives include the Art of Aging Lifestyle and Wellness Expos. Our first Expo kickoff is next week. Check our website or our table. That's going to be in Rappahannock County, so please join us. And the Culpeper one is going to be in October, so check our website for the dates. 14th in October and September 24th, next week, in Rappahannock. Dementia education and awareness from dementia-friendly initiatives. And a special thank you. Are there any dementia-friendly businesses here tonight? Raise your hands. Woo, big shout out. Awesome. Thank you so much for being a dementia-friendly business. We're so proud of you. We also do regular webinars for people to become a dementia friend. And you can find all of this information on our website. Of course, our 5 over 50 event honors the extraordinary contributions of older adults who are making a difference through volunteerism, philanthropy, innovation, and leadership. Next slide, please. And just to mention the dementia-friendly awareness, we have over 100 restaurants and businesses can boast that dementia-friendly sticker. So let's give those another round of applause. Next slide. Oh, there it is. He's always a step ahead of Nate, Johnny. So just to sort of look at some of the numbers, I don't need to read them out there. You have our annual reports at your table. But just a couple of highlights. We don't really offer information and referral services. We sort of refer those on to some of our partners, either at Social Services or Encompass or, the PATH Volunteer Hub and Healthline there. But even so, kind of by default, people hear about us and they call and they need help. And, we've took almost 300 calls this year. So just a highlight there. And I did want to just give a shout out to our AgeWise newsletter, award-winning newsletter. And I can't even read the numbers there. It's all blurry, but you can see in your books how many people we have reached through there, but thousands of people that get our AgeWise bulletin every month. And every month people call and say they thank us for the information. And a lot of people have suggestions for information that they'd like to see in that AgeWise bulletin. And we invite everybody always to give us feedback for that kind of thing. So next slide, please. And just a shout out to the third year running, all 5 counties proclaimed May as Older Americans Month. And this year, the theme this year was Powered by Connection and making connections. And actually, I think that was last year. And this year it was Flip the Script on Aging to kind of change the way people think about aging. And that's really what this event is all about as well. Because a lot of times when you if you're talking to somebody and you talk about older adults, a lot of times the first image that comes to mind is frail or needy. And we're here to disprove that. Okay, because older adults are the biggest contributors to their communities, and that's what we're celebrating tonight. Just a minute on the Senior Services Collaborative. This is made up of a group of stakeholders who are committed to supporting older adults in our region. With support from the PATH Foundation, the list of innovative programs initiated by this group continues to grow. Through the work of the collaborative, a friendly visitor volunteer program has been launched through Encompass Community Supports. The Social Isolation Task Force continues to explore ways to connect to combat social isolation with some innovative programs such as chats. And if you want to know more about that, talk to Renee. She's here tonight. She's over here, and it's an amazing program. Thank you, Renee, for that. And intergenerational programming across our region. The room meets quarterly, and we also enjoy learning how we might support timely topics such as, we hear from different organizations, presentations on like nursing home legislation, or more locally, how can we support the Heroes Bridge Project, Village Project, for example. So that's what the collaborative is all about. Next slide, please. And then our funding chart. And this just highlights Aging Together's revenue. And the majority of funding from this past year was provided through the PATH Foundation and also through an innovative collaboration partnership with the Rappahannock-Rapidan Regional Commission. We also receive funding from our local government and also grants. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, or maybe you didn't know, but we have a special announcement about the name of this event, and I'm going to turn it back to Jeff to drum roll.
I will cue up Johnny for the drum roll. But this year is unfortunately, maybe, the last year that is going to be 5 over 50. After much deliberation, talking with our team, with our committee for this celebration, we decided that we were going to narrow, I suppose, the overall criteria. So going forward, this will be 5 over 65. So what you're telling me, Alan, is now I've got to wait almost 20 years. Wow. Okay. Oh, I gotta live that long. Good thing we have Aging Together around. But very exciting news. So next year we will be 5 over 65. Okay, and now is it time for next slide. So thank you once again to our major supporters, the PATH Foundation, the Northern Piedmont Community Foundation, Culpeper Wellness Foundation, Culpeper Media Network, UVA Health, Culpeper Medical Center, and there's one, and Rapidan Regional Commission. Ellen's right. It's hard to read on the one corner there. It's a little on the fuzzy side. But thank you to all of our major supporters and sponsors throughout the year. And now, maybe the moment you've all been waiting for. And now, please turn your attention to the big screen as we have a presentation from Culpeper Media Network about our 5 over 50 nominees this evening.
Hello, I'm Karen Hughes White. I am an honoree for 5 over 50 for Fauquier County.
I'm Carlisle Weaver, and I am the recipient for Madison County for the 5 over 50 award.
I'm Mary Jane Atwater, and I'm very humbled to be the Aging Together 5 over 50 awardee for Orange County this year.
Hi, I'm Barbara Black, here in Rappahannock County, and my husband Matthew and I are very proud and humbled to be named Rappahannock's 5 over 50 awardees this year.
And I am Matthew Black, and I share your enthusiasm and honor of being named a recipient of this award, along with my wife.
Hi, my name is Sharon Welch Clark, and I am the 2025 Aging Together 5 over 50 award recipient. For Culpeper.
Fauquier basically is the home base for my local family. I have family all over at this point, but for Fauquier, it is where we own property, and that's where we worship, where we attended school. So that's the place that we're retiring in. It is a connection. It's a beautiful place. I had to get used to being into the southern end of Fauquier, because in the northern end there are those hills and views, which I had to get used to. But as you go through, the stories are there wherever you are. And once you start to research and you learn of the history, you can make yourself comfortable with understanding it. For me, I know the footprints of where my ancestors were. I know how they survived during the Depression. I know when the Civil War broke out. I know who was conscripted in. I know who left with the Union troops. I know who had freedom early on, where they worked. I know a meat house that one of them built during the Civil War era.
We were living out here in our cabin on weekends and not looking for new best friends, but just getting away. But we noticed there were movies shown here, and so we started going to the movies. And then we met some Capitol Hill friends that were putting on the movies, Alan Dranitsky and his wife. And one night they asked afterwards, would you help pop corn for us? And popping corn led to, would you help us set up? And one thing led to another, and before we knew it, we were on the board.
My husband and I lived in Alexandria for 36 years, and I've always wanted to live in a more rural place and on a lake, which was why we came here. And we purchased our house in 1997 primarily as a weekend place, and we came here every weekend. In fact, we'd be annoyed if we had things that we had to do in Alexandria. We couldn't go to the lake, so we couldn't come down here. So one day we were sitting on the porch in, I think, 2010 here, and we looked at each other and we said, why aren't we here full time? So we both had careers that enabled us to work a bit from home, and so we moved here full time, did some renovations on the house, and have loved it ever since.
Interesting story. So I worked for Canon USA for 23 years. I sold office equipment to the House of Representatives in DC. And I was lucky enough to be very successful. And so I saved my money because as a little girl, I always wanted to open my own gift store. And I thought it was going to be Hallmark back then. But, you know, Hallmark's changed over the years. And so I decided it wasn't going to be Hallmark. And I definitely wanted to open a store. So we decided we wanted to explore a location that would be more like a retirement for our future. So long story short, we built a house at Lake of the Woods. We liked the water, we wanted a boat, all that good stuff. So we moved to Lake of the Woods, still working at Canon, and I decided that I would bring my parents and my family to It's About Time one night because I've heard so many wonderful things about it. So we went to It's About Time for dinner. I walked out. Of course, it was dark outside. The community was glowing with lights and people. That was it. I said, this is where my store is going to be. Thanks to the community, the staff members, and I was new in business. I didn't know anything about retail, so it was just a fun adventure.
And here you are.
Here I am, 22 years later.
Well, I grew up in this area pretty much all my life, and I really never left the county to go anywhere to work. Out of school, I went to work for the Postal Service, and right here in Madison. I worked there for 17 years, and but I was always preferred to be outdoors, so I wound up getting started with buying a piece of trenching equipment and getting back outdoors where I most like to be. So.
We formed as an association in 1992. We opened to the public in 1997. We received our 501c3 status December of 97. We operated with the mission to preserve, research, and make known the African American presence in Fauquier County from Fauquier's formation in 1759. The things that we're doing is making ready for the next generations of people, for the future historians that are going to take this work that we've built, where we've laid the foundation of records for them. They're going to be able to take this and to publish those books, to where they're able to study different periods, different time frames, different people. So our work is very clear. It is not to do the bound publications or all of those things, but to make ready for the next generation so that they have a platform to work from.
55 years with the fire department, that was my most public service, I guess, I would say for sure. I've been in a few other things, but that's most by far. Oh yes, yeah, we've been pretty active, my wife and I both, in that for a number of years. She's on the board and lured me into helping out, see, so. I used to, before that, I did a number of years with the Young Farmers. I was in that too. And I helped spearhead a lot of the tractor pulls for years, and that was probably one of the biggest events that went on in Madison County back years ago.
Bridge music in the park.
Yeah, we've done that, but athletics of high school ever since I got out. Football field, we helped put the lights in down there. Bought the goal post one year. That's all the time.
Donate Scrabble for solid options.
Put in the irrigation for the ball field.
We
We did that.
Yes, I am the Pamper Me Pink lady. When I realized how wonderful the community and my customers were, I wanted to create some way to give back. So I decided to start a Pamper Me Pink, and I did it where my original location. I rented the second floor of my building. We had 25 people attend the first one, and it was a way to raise money, and I wanted to raise money to pay for mammograms for people in our community that couldn't afford them. So to this day, 20 years later, it's 100% for breast cancer, and it stays in our communities. But you know, when I'm in the ground, I hope somebody will put a little PMP on there and say, you know, check mark or a heart or something, because of the hospital, the relationship we have with them, the donations are, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars. We have provided well, we're probably right under 1,000 mammograms. And it's all because of community members giving us money. Because the one thing is, when you give to Pamper Me Pink, if you give me $1, $1 goes in the fund.
Mostly, it's either a village-related volunteer work that I do, and it kind of takes two forms. I'm a co-founder of Lowlink Village here. That stands for Lake of the Woods, living independently in our community. And so even though we started it in 2014-15, so it's now 10 years old, I've remained involved, and so I chair the communications committee. I do some call handler duty. I answer the phone when members call in to set up their service requests. I interview people who want to be members of Lowlink, and so I'm pretty involved still in Lowlink as an organization. But more recently, I've become involved in an effort to expand villages throughout Virginia.
Yeah, RAC is it's an all-volunteer organization. It's over 40 years old now, formed in 1982, and over that period, it's the same mission that has driven people, and that is to provide art events, artistic events, to engage people, help them participate in the art, in order to build a more enlivened, more connected community. So it's really using art, inspiring people to participate in art, enjoy art, and to build community as its ultimate goal.
I will only do one board, and that's RAC, and the Mitchell Fund and the school liaison is plenty. But I episodically work for, help out with other things. The Benevolent Fund has a dinner every year, and I've been on that organizing committee several times. I worked at the pantry for years until the pandemic. And I help out here and there. I love just sort of showing up as a soldier and not being in charge. That's really fun. I like that.
Well, I just recently retired from the Sperryville Rescue Squad. For about 7 years, I drove the ambulance. I was one of several drivers. I wasn't the only driver, thank goodness. But I finally decided when it became hard to tell whether, when they look at me, are you driving or are you the patient? I said, okay, maybe it's time for me to step back and let the younger guys do it.
I enjoy it. Yeah, I do. My business is that way. I mean, whatever, people that call us usually got a problem, or something's wrong, and needs fixing, so it just something I enjoy doing. And at the end of the day, you can sleep well. My wife says I have no problem with that.
But for me, I wanted my children to take advantage of every opportunity afforded to them. By the time I got to high school, I was a little social butterfly as much as I could be because my mom was strict, mom and dad, you know, so I couldn't do much. But when you're in the country, where are you going to go? So I just wanted them to understand the richness of our history, because once I started to learn, then I realized I was very much a part of American history, of Virginia history. It's a history that if we don't research it, document, preserve it, and share it, it can be lost. And people, once they realize how they relate to different things, they embrace it and it becomes their own.
I believe that everybody should give back to our community to make it a better place. We're a small town. We are right now. I guess we've been, you know, ever since I've gotten here, we've grown tremendously. But the county and the town are fairly small compared to where I came from. And like I said, if everybody gives a little bit, then it just makes our community better. And the women I met in the beginning of my business all gave back to the community. So I was using them as an example. I had some phenomenal mentors along the way that I just met through, you know, the agencies that I volunteered in.
Well, I think volunteering maybe was always part of my DNA, or has been. My parents both volunteered. You know, I watched them be involved in their communities as I grew up. So when I came here to Orange County, to Lake of the Woods, I just felt like it's important to give back. You know, I found my place, but there were people I could work with, rely on, trust, who had the same interests, the same passions, and so it just worked.
For me, it's a multi-part answer. One is just love. Another is a longing to belong. You belong to a community when you start working with people. And that's important to me, to be connected. So generosity and love and seeing places where there's a need and wanting to fill it, wanting to fulfill myself and my training and give up, you know, and offer it. But that's all I can think of at the moment.
I'm similar. I think there's part of it is maybe one of identity. It's how I know myself through the eyes of others. I learn about myself when I'm with other people, when I'm confronted with problems. I can sit back and observe, trying to be somewhat self-aware. But it's knowing myself just as only as an individual, but also as belonging to something else. And I think that it's almost a spiritual basis for this, of belonging to something larger than myself. And working in the community is like it's a step in that direction. It's an extension of myself, but it's something bigger than me, and that's very fulfilling.
Not a whole lot, but when I do, I'm usually here at the farm or another farm with another friend doing something fun. So
are you retired? Or do you still work? What do
oh,
you
I
do?
still work. Yeah.
We don't travel as much, so we enjoy home more. So we've tried to set up the house as comfortable as we can, accessible, having a porch and being able to go outside and just enjoy the wild animals, the birds and the bees and and the squirrels. But no, seriously, we have family in different areas, and we try to visit with them and to try to keep things going. And we attend church regularly. We're very active. My husband is in the choirs. I don't carry a tune, so I go and support. Somebody has to be in that other part of the church. But we're very, very grounded in our belief and in our faith on a personal level. And so we connect with family and friends, and we love watching TV from time to time, or covering up with a blanket and nodding through it. That's the story of my life. When I get home, you know, we get dinner, and who's going to get in jammies first? Truth be told.
It's a great problem to be having.
Okay, so my first is my family. I love to do things with my family. But secondly, what you might not know is I am a hot rod junkie. I love cars and hot rods. Phenomenal, you know, the faster they go, the better. The louder they are, the better. You know, I'm always peeking out the window if somebody's driving by with a, you know, a loud vehicle, and then it's usually a motorcycle, and I'm disappointed. But anyway, so I owned a 1949 Chevrolet pickup for several years, full-blown hot rod, chopped, shaved, phenomenal. Lucky enough to drive around the Charlotte International Speedway. So I can show you pictures, but it's quite the feat. But anyway, that's my another passion, and just being with friends. I love to be with friends. I love to talk and catch up. And I also love to be with elderly people, because elderly people have the best stories and the best conversations. And if I can meet somebody or learn something new, I just suck that up.
I went canoeing last week down the river with a bunch of friends, the Thornton.
I played pickleball with a group of women and love it. It's
Yes.
so much fun.
I played pickleball yesterday.
Oh yeah, I mean, we have a big group that plays at the county park. We have a group that plays at a friend's house. So pickleball, love pickleball.
Reading. So,
Line dancing.
oh yeah.
Oh, we
yeah,
started
yeah.
line dancing this winter.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah.
much fun. So much fun. I love it.
I mean, I love to travel. My husband and I travel. We love going to places that are a little unusual. And we love going to places where nature is the focus. So, you know, I like going to big cities too. Paris and London are great, but, you know, going to Antarctica, going to Galapagos, all of those things were just so special, just so wonderful.
One of the things that I would tell them is always look in the mirror and not through the mirror. Look in the mirror at yourself, where you are, and think, where would you like to go? What would you like to do? And how are you going to achieve that? Listen to your elders. You may not agree with them, but find a lateral ancestor, a lateral person within the community. If you have a fallout with your direct ancestor, go to the next house and talk to them a little bit. Because sometimes we think our parents are a little harsh, and sometimes a grandmother you'll listen to a little bit more, but get wisdom from various sources, and don't take privileges, rights, and freedoms for granted, because they came with a price, and we need to understand that price and to value the stories and the history of our ancestors. And if you aren't able to tell the stories of, or to learn of your ancestors, look next door, because there's a story there to be told. And that's what I would tell them.
A good thing for them to go out and learn trades. That's important because not everybody can sit in the office and just work their fingers. They go out and learn a trade. They can do well, and going to college and getting a degree is not always for everybody. So I think it's something for a lot of young people to think about, that there's always going to be stuff that needs fixing and repaired, regardless of what goes on in the world, and most everything's going electronic in some way or form. Be an electrician, whatever. Problem solving in that, because it's, no matter what it is, it's going to give trouble, break down. So somebody's got to know how to fix it.
To get involved with their community, I've seen some of the groups in our community that are, volunteerism, that are suffering because the young generation may not be embracing it as much as, our parents did or my parents did back in the day. So, take a little bit of your time, an hour a week, and, do something to help your community. I think that would be good. I didn't do it when I was younger. I didn't volunteer until I came here. So I, volunteered for Boy Scouts and that kind of stuff, but I didn't do anything to make my community a better place until I came to Culpeper. So I think, giving back and being active, being very active. My parents are in their 80s now, and they still golf, they're still that, but be as active as you can, because my dad always says, if you don't use it, you lose it, and that's totally the truth.
It's so important to engage with your community, and I think, people need to do that. Communities are better if everybody takes something that they do. It doesn't have to be huge, just something small that they do. Helping out with their neighbor, helping out, with somebody that they know has a need, bringing a meal, somebody comes home from the hospital. I mean, there are all kinds of things we can do.
I would encourage a young person, and if it were my younger self, to take more risks. Don't always play it safe. Be smart about it, but don't be afraid to take a chance at something.
Well, I think Eleanor Roosevelt said, do something every day that scares you.
Yeah.
And I've played a pretty safe life in a way, so I love that too. I love,
Yeah.
and risk-taking was definitely on my list.
But go ahead and dare a little bit. The other is, I was saying earlier, is you can take a bite. Just try something, but don't just wait until you've got it all figured out. I think that can be a mistake. And then finally, I would say, don't get too caught up in the busyness. We are always head down, tail up. Take time out. Try to be open and awake enough so that you can experience awe.
Learn to be a good listener. I think that's really important. Cultivate your inner life as well as your outer life. I mean, the same thing with you saying. I think however you do that. Practice gratitude. I think practicing gratitude is really, really important for, whatever small thing it is, that you had deep pockets in your pants and they're great for stuffing things, doesn't have to be for grand things, but I think practicing gratitude. Take care of your body. Take care of your body. Eat well, exercise, and seek community. Seek solitude, but also seek community.
Really, I'd like to view this as a celebration of our nonprofit world, our volunteers, because out here, I think we really do make a difference. I think I may be wrong, but I think it really helps to differentiate. It does differentiate Rappahannock from maybe not the others recipients, but other counties, or when I talk to other people from other parts of the country, I have to admit that our nonprofit world here is very strong, and we have a lot of fabulous volunteers. But I think it needs to be celebrated because it draws attention to it. And I'd like to point that it's important and we need it. It's fabulous as it is, beautiful as it is to live here. I think the nonprofit world is a lot more fragile than we realize. It needs constant feeding. And by that I mean we need more volunteers. I speak to my counterparts in other nonprofit organizations, and they're always looking for volunteers. You lose one or two people, and then they're going to be under pressure. So I hope when people see us and others standing in front of them being congratulated, I hope that motivates them and helps them recognize how important it is for our life here in the community for volunteers.
Yeah. Well, I would say start out with the same thing. It's lovely to be honored. It's lovely to be recognized and known. And yeah, that's really lovely. But like Matthew said, there are so many people in this county who do a lot. And I don't want to be, this isn't false modesty. It's a certain amount of humility, I think, that I don't do it for people's affirmation. I do it for my own desire to help and to belong. So I think that really, it's not false modesty. It really is recognizing what an extraordinary community we live in, really, and we stand for them, you know. And in fact, we looked up, I think you had a question that said, what do you know about Aging Together? And we started compiling the list of people that we knew who have received this, and we love them all, and they do great things. And so it was, I mean, it was really fun. I totally agree. It's a celebration of leadership and volunteerism that makes a community richer.
And hopefully the motivation is not to get an award, but the motivation is to volunteer, is to make a difference, it's to be known in the community, to give back.
And to enjoy it while you do it, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'd say how humbled I am by this award. I mean, I've nominated others who have received that award, and I've attended the ceremony at which they were awarded, and you know, it's always inspiring. For me to receive it is truly humbling. So, and so appreciated. Yeah, I nominated actually somebody last year, this year, and when Ellen called me to tell me that I'd won, she said, I have some good news. And I thought, oh good, the person I nominated got it. But she said, no, it's you.
I want to thank my community for embracing me from the first day that I arrived in Culpeper. And without the community, the staff members at Pepperberries, and my family, I wouldn't be where I am today. So thank you all for making me feel welcome, and I hope I make other people feel as welcome as you did me.
I would say thank you, but you know, I think it's a whole lot of others that out there should have received this other than myself. And I would ask them, how did you figure out I'm over 50 at my young age? I mean, is it the gray hair or just what? That's what I want to know.
Well, it's the best answer I think we've ever had. That was fantastic.
It's been nice. Madison's been good to me, and hopefully I've been good to it some days.
Wow, that was amazing. And gratitude is something that really comes to mind from Johnny's video, and the gratitude that we have for all of our honorees here tonight because they have done such incredible work in our community. And our first recipient this evening has done amazing work, and I have had the pleasure of standing side by side with them as they've done this work. And so on behalf of the Aging Together Board, I would like to present the 5 over 50 Celebration Award for Culpeper to Sharon Welch Clark. You know, I'm not done talking yet. They gave me a mic, Sharon.
They only gave me 2 minutes, so you...
I'm taking the rest of your minutes. Sharon is a beloved and well-known figure in her community, recognized as a downtown store of Pepperberries, and for her deep commitment to Pampering Pink, her own branded decades-old annual event devoted to ensuring mammograms are accessible to everyone. Sharon's community engagement runs much wider than that, along with her charisma and boundless benevolent energy that makes Culpeper a better place for so many reasons. This is where I go off script, because when I was nominating Sharon, that I call her Culpepper's Oprah. You get a mammogram, you get a mammogram, you get a mammogram, you get a mammogram. But she really is Culpepper's biggest cheerleader. And I call her the hostess with the mostest. And it's not just the hostess of Pamper Me Pink, but it's the hostess that she's the first face that the visitors of Culpeper see, because they come to Pepperberries and they see her smiling face and get her personality, and they say, I want to come back to Culpeper. And then she starts telling them about Pamper Me Pink and shaking them down for donations. But her vision, her dedication, and her passion is what makes Sharon Welch Clark special. And we at UVA Health Culpeper Medical Center are so thankful to partner with her and Pepperberries for Pamper Me Pink. She has truly made this an amazing fun, an amazing program. And October 28th, from 5 to 8:45 p.m. at Germanna Community College's Daniel Technology Center. We look forward to seeing you all there. We have pampering. We have speakers. Dr. Gooman is speaking this year. We have 4 survivors who will be sharing. And the one and the only, the hostess with the mostest, Miss Sharon Welch Clark.
Thank you. Well, thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. So when she called me to tell me that I won the award, I thought she was calling to ask me for a donation. So she totally caught me off guard, because we do donate a lot of things when you have a downtown business. First of all, I have to thank the UVA Community Health Culpeper group. I screwed it up again. Sorry, Deb. Anyway, it's been a few names. You all know that. So anyway, I call it Culpeper Hospital. So I have to thank them, because without the partnership that I have with them, we would not have the free mammogram. So I want to thank them for the relationship and the amount that they give back to the community. The other thing I want to do is thank my staff, who all of them are here tonight supporting me, which is absolutely amazing. They may not like me every day, but they like me most of the time. So anyway, and I don't do a lot of stuff unless I'm having a good time. So Pamper Me Pink is a very serious event that we have, but we also have a lot of fun. Last year, we celebrated our 20-year anniversary. We had over 650 people attend the event, and we are raising thousands of dollars, and I very rarely ask anybody for money. That is the truth, right?
Sure.
So once they find out that 100% of their donation goes to the fund and it doesn't cover any of the administrative expenses, anything like that, they usually do give us money. We were just presented a check from the town of Culpeper and the Culpeper Baptist Church for $6,600 from the 5K run for the 4th of July. So it is partnerships like that keep Pamper Me Pink going. And I just want to really thank everybody who ever does give to Pamper Me Pink. Every dollar helps and really does, continue it going. The other people, the other award winners, I cannot wait to meet every one of them. The lady who's doing the African American stuff, we're going to go to dinner. I'm telling you right now, I'm taking you to dinner because I want to find out all of this stuff. I love it. And with our world the way it is today, we do need to preserve what we have in our past. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But anyway, I also want to thank my family. And I'm a cry baby. My son is here, Paul. My phenomenal niece that most of you know that owns Green Roost downtown is here, Kelsey Carlson Suttle. And without 2 of them, I wouldn't be here right now. So thank you all. Love you. Thank you, Jeff, for everything you do. Thank you, Culpeper Hospital. Culpeper, I know what it is. I look at it every day. I know what it is. Y'all just know that you can get really good care there. Okay, bye. Thank you.
You gotta get a photo.
Oh, Toto.
Gotta get a photo.
Hey, it's Krista. A good crying picture. That's good. Thank you. I will tell you, they sent out a memo yesterday. We only had 2 minutes to talk. I know that memo came to me. Nobody else but me.
Probably here. I didn't get that memo. I'm probably the one that needed it the most. Now I'd like to introduce one of the board members from Fauquier County, Dr. Ethel Bothell, to present the Fauquier County Award.
Well, good evening. Good evening. Ah, that's better. Yeah, I go off script too. All right, on behalf of the Aging Together Board, I would like to present this award to Karen White. If you love history, off script again, if you love history, and you must, then Karen White has embraced that legacy that lets us know that all history is history. African American history is world history. And she has taken that to another level. She's co-founder of the Afro-American Historical Association, and if you have not visited it, it is now in the town of Warrenton, and you can go to visit. I'm sure they will be delighted for all of you to come. She has not only preserved, and is not only preserving the history, but she has also had a dynamic career of nursing. Did you know that? And also, she has been clerk of the Fauquier Circuit Court. So she has done so many things. And I call her the quiet storm, because she quietly does what she does and makes considerable contribution to our world, to our county, and to families that have found each other. She is really a phenomenal person. Don't you think so? Yeah. So on behalf of Aging Together, Karen, I present this award to you with much love and much, what do I say? Keep on doing what you're doing and keep that legacy alive.
Thank you, Dr. Apple. Good evening, everyone. I am truly humbled at this point in time, and I still wonder why me. But then when I stop to think about it, I'm the face of the over 50 thing, but I'm representing many faces of all the volunteers and staff, members and supporters of AAHA and the work that we do and have done and will continue to do as long as God gives us strength to do it. I'm thankful to the Lord because I think it was His guidance that has made this happen, as well as my devoted, loving family and friends. My family is here. I have quarters here, I have granddaughters, and I even have a great-granddaughter here with us tonight. My husband, my sister-in-laws, and a host of members from AAHA in all fashions. I'm just so filled with compassion and a feeling of love. We are open to the public Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 10 to 3. Most of the time we're there Monday through Thursday. So if the gate is open, we're there. So I thank you once again, and thanks again, Dr. Ethel.
Sarah Berry.
Essie. That's right. I was going to say. The group from Madison has no idea who Sarah Berry is. She's a complete stranger to them, complete stranger. So better known as Essie to the group in the middle here. And again, I am going off script because they're only, when we were thinking about, who can I nominate, who would be a great person from Madison County to be a 5 over 50 person. And, and Carlisle Weaver's name just comes up. So come on up, Carlisle, for a minute. Let me talk about you.
Be careful.
Be careful. No, if you finished all the renovations on my house, I don't have to be.
Something like that.
Oh, dear. You stand over here. No. Carlisle is not the type of person who expects recognition for anything or, wants an award. He's very quiet, very humble with what he does and how he does things. We are privileged to have him in Madison County and in the surrounding areas. I mean, he not only has done things in Madison, he's been a member, he is a life member of the volunteer fire department there. He has worked with Hoover Ridge in getting that set up to be the wonderful facility that our youth and the community can enjoy. When the wildfires were out in Madison County, he took his business, took the time to go and to help get that under control. He's owned Weaver Works for over 40 years and does an amazing job. It is a wonderful business. The number of people that work for him, not only are they employees, but he takes them in as family. He can sit, if they need something, he's going to make sure that they have it. And that is what is so important and is so valuable to have, because you don't find that nowadays. And we are just so very, very grateful to have him in Madison and to volunteer with the Madison County Fair and to be a supportive person to the 4-H, the FFA, all the youth that are there. And I will say, I go up to the fairgrounds and I go, oh, this needs to be fixed. Well, less than 24 hours is out there, it's done. So he does such a great job, and he has worked in the kitchen, and we just love having him in there because he gets us all straight on what we need. And he is the founder of the Weaver Dog. Now, you all have to go home and try one of these. You take a hot dog, preferably a beef hot dog, and you grill it and put it on a nice, warm, soft bun. After you've done that, then you place a little mustard on it and apple butter. And may not sound, but it is absolutely, teetotally delicious. We sell them at the Madison County, which is the second week in July of every year, and they are $4 a piece now. But no, he is great. He puts up with all of the crazy things that we come up with, and he just supports the youth and anybody who needs help, he is going to be there. I can say for myself, when the storm came and took the roof off, part of the roof off my house, I called and said, my roof is gone. Before I could get from Culpeper, they were already there tacking it down. So he is there and will do anything to help anyone at any given day. And we are just so very thankful. And I just want to say congratulations, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Essie. First of all, I want to give thanks to my wife for supporting me and taking the time to get into these things that she mentioned. And she allows me to do that, and most of them are good, some not always, but she's there to support me, so thank her for that. Secondly, Essie. She's a dear friend of Kathy and I both, and I know she was the reason I'm here tonight, so it's all Essie. So thank her very much for that. And last but not least, I got several tables of people here from Madison, Culpeper, and I appreciate them taking time to come out tonight. Thank you very much.
Well, and they're here. Well, sir, you thinking? Love you.
Okay, and next I would like to introduce Crystal Hale, the Director of Fauquier Social Services, who will be introducing the Orange County Award.
Good evening. I'm Crystal Hale, and I'm the Director of Fauquier County Department of Social Services, but I wear many hats, and I'm honored to also say that I'm Orange County Board of Supervisors for District 4. And so I have the pleasure, even though I'm on the Aging Together Board of Directors representing Fauquier County, since Dr. Ethel took care of that for us in such a beautiful way, I'm honored to present the award to Mary Jane Atwater from Orange County. Hi, Mary Jane.
Hi, what a surprise.
So as I said, I'm with Fauquier County Department of Social Services now, but I served for a number of years with Orange County Department of Social Services as the director. And I noticed in the video, it was a lovely video, that Mary Jane, as were the other recipients, were very humble. And I don't know that everybody really got a clear understanding of what LowLink really does. And Mary Jane helped create this amazing organization that helps keep folks, aging folks, in their home, in their community, so that they can thrive there, which, as was mentioned earlier, that allows folks to live longer and stay in their communities. And I think it was Ellen that mentioned all the barriers. You know, there's so many barriers: transportation, medical assistance, maintenance to the home, so many things that those that are aging in their homes and in their communities sometimes struggle with, especially isolation. All of those things and more are what LowLink addresses with the village concept at Lake of the Woods. And, Lake of the Woods is part of my district as well. And I just feel so comforted knowing that LowLink, and there are many, many volunteers, which I know there are some here tonight, are there working day in and day out to get volunteers to help address the needs of our aging population there in that community. And it is a beautiful thing. And being in social services, I know the direct impact, the positive impact that has had on so many. And I will read a little bit here as well. Mary Jane has made incredible contributions to the older adult community. She was instrumental in the planning and development of LowLink, in the village model that supports older adults through the Neighbors Helping Neighbors model in Orange. She then played a key role in developing the many programs, services, and events within it. Recognizing the widespread benefits of the village concept, Mary Jane has expanded her support to a broader scale, which is so encouraging, because so many times in Aging Together, and we've talked about LowLink, we've always kind of been like, we wish there were more LowLinks across the country and across the state. And to hear Mary Jane talk about her efforts to expand that so more people can benefit from that is so heartwarming and so gratifying to know that that goes on. She actively helps develop new villages through one-on-one mentoring and through her leadership roles with state and national organizations. As co-chair of the Virginia Village Collective, Mary Jane has diligently worked to educate lawmakers about the positive impact of villages and to advocate for funding to both establish new ones and expand existing initiatives. Mary Jane's dedication to supporting the older adult community is truly, truly transformative for those who wish to age in place. I could go on and on and on, and I know you didn't, but I hope that gives a little more insight to the enormous impact that Mary Jane started and continues to grow and thrive today. Thank you, Mary Jane. You are amazing. Thank you.
First of all, it's amazing.
Oh, goodness. Wow.
I'll let you speak then.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I just have to say thank you. I'm kind of blown away by all this. First of all, I have to say thank you to Aging Together for this award, and also for working so closely with Lowlink over the years. Aging Together has been an amazing partner for us, amazing friend, and we work very closely together. So I appreciate all that's being done here. And I also want to thank certainly I'm in the presence of other people who have received this award, and you saw some of them stand up, but particularly Lowlink people. We have Donalda Lovelace, who unfortunately received her award during COVID, so she wasn't able to attend a celebration like this. And also Jeff Flynn, co-founder with me of Lowlink. And I also want to mention Joe Sokol is here. He was also a co-founder of Lowlink. And then we have 3 tables and then some others, Lowlink volunteers who are here. Each of them does amazing things in our community, volunteering to keep our older adults in the community and to help them get transportation, help them with their computers, help them do errands, that kind of thing. So, and we have our staff here, the 3 J's. Jean, Jasmine, and Jane, they're back there. So they're the glue that keep Lowlink together. So it's an amazing organization, and I'm just so honored to be part of it, even now. And of course, I have to thank my husband, who puts up with me and has for 48 years. So Walt, where are you? Oh, he's back there. So anyway. So again, I said it in the video, I'm so humbled, and in watching this video of the other awardees, it just warms my heart, and it just makes me very humble. So thank you. Okay. Thanks.
And next, we have Dale Brooks from Rappahannock to introduce our Rappahannock recipients this evening.
That's what happens when you're the last on the list. You know it's your turn. So, like everybody else, I'll go off script for just a minute, but just for this entire room. I mean, I felt this way last year when we had our the 5 over 50 awards, and tonight it's even more overwhelming. Just the level of heart and commitment that is existing in this room, that is exemplified in our award winners, and all the nominees, because there were many nominees. This wasn't just, hey, 5 people got nominated, or 6 when you count the 2. But there were multiple nominees with wonderful stories of how they continue to give and create a community within their local community, within the region, that makes it better for all of us and connects all of us in a way that is so important. And I hope everyone leaves tonight with a commitment to continue to help build that community fabric so that it continues to be there for the people who will come behind us as well. So our recipients are a couple. We're a twofer because they are just so amazing, both singly and together. So on behalf of the Aging Together Board, I am going to present the award to Barbara and Matthew Black, representing Rappahannock County. So as they make their way up, I just want to say the Blacks are an incredible and dynamic duo, as they individually and as partners are always working to make Rappahannock County a better place for all. Both Barbara and Matthew are deeply involved with the Rappahannock Association for Arts and Community, known in our county as RAC, where they have a long history of providing leadership and promoting social engagement and cultural experience for all ages through the programs that are offered through RAC. And I am sure they would welcome the plug, and I mentioned this on the way in, for an upcoming RAC presentation called Always Patsy Cline, good for 6 performances toward the end of September. And I'm sure if you make the effort to come out to the Little Washington Theater in the town of Washington, that it will be a wonderful experience for you. So I encourage you to enjoy that. Beyond RAC, which is an amazing endeavor in itself, as far-reaching as RAC is, because more than a theater, the opportunities that it has presented to our youth for the cultural and social experiences to our adults in the community, they also dedicate time to education, including adult continuing education, advocating for funding and giving their time to a wide range of school-based programs. But beyond meeting those emotional needs and those cultural needs within our community, they are committed to meeting the basic needs of the body as well. With Barbara, who is, as you heard during the presentation, has volunteered for many years with the Rappahannock Food Pantry, and Matthew's just very recent retirement from active service.
I'm over 50.
In the volunteer fire and rescue squad. So they serve in so many ways and with such impact. They are truly a remarkable couple. They open their home and they put boots on the ground to lift others up. And I hope I can say the same for myself one day to the level that you have exemplified. I am so proud to be part of a community in which you serve. And so we would like to present you with this award and give you time to make a few comments. Yes.
All of these counties are amazing. I mean, I love hearing what's going on in all the counties. But our county is really, really special. And so many of us are so happy to be growing old there because it's such a rich community. And I feel privileged to live there. I feel privileged to give there. And I also stand on the shoulders of people for decades who've been doing this in Rappahannock. And, RAC is 40 years old. I mean, an arts organization that's 40 years old, a community arts organization. And our environmental organizations, our aging, Rap at Home is incredible. I just feel very fortunate, very blessed. And I'm so happy to see my friends and family here tonight. And I thank you. And I thank you for this recognition. And I feel blessed. Thank you.
I should just say ditto. But I do want to say a couple of things. Also, great to have our friends here. Great to share this room with all of you. It's great to have this sense of the power of this common cause that we're all involved in. And it reminds me of the importance of celebrating volunteerism, celebrating helping others, because it really shines a light on something that I cherish as a value, and that is working with others. And we have to step back every now and then and shine a light on it. And so I hope others will see this too. That's how we got involved. We see our friends volunteering and say, oh, I can do that. I want to join in. So I really am overwhelmed by that. With the arts, I'm an economist. How did I end up running an arts organization? But But I've long since come to realize that the arts can play a valuable role in sustaining community, building community. It's a way of bringing disparate people together. It's a way of inviting people to discover their creativity. Maybe not in drawing pictures, but it's creative problem solving. I love, a couple of years ago, 5 years ago, we had a planning retreat, strategic planning retreat. And the board realized three things. First was, we're an arts organization, we're not doing anything about music. So we now have a flourishing music program. Tonight, in fact, Barbara and I and our friends probably would have been at one of our free summer concerts in Sperryville, where we have great local bands. And one of the reasons we don't charge for our music, same reason we don't charge for our annual art tour that brings in thousands of people every November, is because one of the other things we realized at our retreat was that we did not want to unintentionally create barriers for people to enjoy, participate, and be with others when they come to these events. So we stopped charging wherever possible. Another was we weren't doing enough for children. And our children's programs now are the largest programs that we do at RAC. And Barbara is very active in that program, as is Sally Morgan. We also do a lot of collaborative work. I'm sure some of you do the same thing, but we have a number, whether it's Rapid Home, it's Headwaters, which deals with our schools, Foothills Forum, which is working with our newspapers. We're constantly collaborating because together we're stronger. It's a small community, so let's not have any sharp elbows. And it really has worked out well. We have tremendous community support, which has enabled us to remove pricing as a barrier. And we're now we're starting to embark on a $2 million theater renovation. So our little engine that could just keeps on running. And a feedback, there's this feedback loop. Why do you guys keep working? We have a hyperactive board, and part of the reason is we get energy because there are all these great programs. But I wanted to say one thing that really makes me feel good is that some of our local foundations have come around to realizing through the grants they're giving us for arts programs is that the arts can have a healing effect in communities. It's not just a bunch of artists on a corner that are drawing, but it's a way of engaging different people together. So we go to these concerts and we have young and old and kids and Republicans and Democrats and all different stripes together. And you realize, oh, hey, he's laughing at the same thing I am. But I know we didn't vote for the same candidate. And then pretty soon we're in a nice conversation. So the arts can have an effect that's more subtle than feed the hungry, although that's vitally important. But it has a way of again, creating more vitality and connectivity in a community. And so I've been proud and happy and delighted to work on this for a number of years. And finally, I will say this room, what we've been talking about, reminds me that the American myth is that we typically promote is only half correct. The myth is the rugged individual, pull myself up by my bootstraps. It's the cowboy. But it's all this, the strength of the individual. And while there's a lot of truth to that, the real story, I think, is the village. It's the community. It's the barn raising. It's the fire brigade. It's working in concert, helping each other. It's not just that single rugged individual. And here we are with our nonprofit work, our volunteers, living that out. So great to be with all of you. Congratulations to everybody in this room. Thanks.
Bye.
Why am I holding?
I can't say Gerald. Speaker Lenz. Congratulations.
Yeah.
No. Delete the other. And now back to Jess.
Thankfully, you're almost done with me tonight. So if you would like to leave a message for your honoree or any of the honorees here tonight, please go over there. There is a note. You can drop it in for them to please leave them a note and thank them for their contributions to our communities. If we hear a lot about volunteerism, if you would like to volunteer for Aging Together, if you'd like to be a board member for Aging Together, please see Ellen. We would love to have you, and you see the work that we do in honoring our seniors in the community and the work that we do in making the connections to be able to age in place. So I want to thank everybody for coming once again. If we get another round of applause for all of our honorees here at Jubilee. We look forward to seeing you next year for 5 over 65.
One last shout out to our board members and to my amazing staff. Caroline, oh my gosh, everything she did for this event, unbelievable. And Anna is pretty much single-handedly getting ready for our expos. So Jasmine, our amazing intern, thanks you guys. Takes a village.